I'm going to show you a miracle you probably have never noticed before. Divine arrangement of verse in the Quran. It's such a clear and obvious miracle that all you need is to see it with your eyes. Millions of people have read and memorized the Quran, but for centuries no one noticed these hidden visual patterns in these 3 copies. Today we will show how the Quran is a miracle, not just in its message, but also in its pages, its lines, its words, and even in its letters. Have you ever seen a book where across dozens of pages every line starts with the same letter? In this mushaf, every line begins with the same letter. Just think about it. Every page has the same number of lines, every line is the same length, and every one of them starts with that same letter. Or, in this copy of the Quran, there is a symmetrical pattern that appears on every page. The first and last lines begin with the same letter. The second line and the second to last line also start with the same letter. The third from the top and the third from the bottom, the same again. Every single line follows this rule, and we see the same miracle repeating on every page. Now, this copy you are seeing might be the most interesting of them all. Today, we are going to have a fascinating visual journey that will increase your iman to a whole new level. Hafız Osman Nuri was a calligrapher who lived in the late 1800s. And wrote the entire Quran by hand 106 times. Yes, 106 times. But the greatest legacy he left behind was not just the mushafs he wrote. It was the writing style and page structure that are now accepted across the world. One day, while copying the Quran once again, he asked himself a question. What is the best way to write the Quran? At that time, he had no idea that he was about to discover a miracle. Sometime later, Allah inspired his heart with an idea. He was going to write a mushaf using the Quran's own measurements. To determine the length of each line, he used the shortest surah, Suratul Kevthar, as the reference, and decided to make every line the same length as that surah. For the length of a page, he chose the longest ayah, Ayatul Mudayana, so every page would be the length of that ayah, which filled an entire page. But when he started writing, he couldn't believe how perfectly the verse fell into place. He was amazed by what he saw. Every page started with a complete verse and ended with the conclusion of another. No verse was ever split between pages. Each one ended exactly at the bottom of the page. And the entire Quran continued in this way, 600 pages. Isn't it strange that Allah placed the key to writing it perfectly right inside the Quran itself? Everyone who saw it was amazed, and soon this writing style began to spread across the Islamic world. Now imagine this. We gather every book ever written